What's up everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com and this is my detailed review and install of the Borla Stinger S-Type catback exhaust system available for your 2015 and newer 2.7 liter EcoBoost powered F150. Alright guys, this review is going to cover three big topics when talking about the Stinger. You're going to be looking at the sound profile you can expect with your F150. We're going to talk basic construction and materials. Finally, we'll do a quick little walkthrough of the install itself. And on the surface guys, 1 out of 3 wrenches here on the difficulty meter. No cutting, no permanent modification, but we will have a little bit more detail coming up later on. So who is this system going to appeal to? Well, in my opinion guys, I think the S-Type is going to be a great choice for the truck owners out there who want one of the best quality systems available in the category in regards to overall build quality and materials, and ultimately one that's going to provide you with a great tone, one that's not too quiet or one that's not too loud. And that really is what the S-Type is all about here. It's something that's going to live in the middle of the touring system from Borla on the low side, and of course the aggressive ATTAK on the higher side of the volume range. And speaking of sound, let's whip out our highly scientific Wake the Neighbor scale. And guys, even though this is Borla's middle of the road offering between the touring and the ATTAK, it's still going to pump out a good amount of volume on your truck. So I'm going to say strong 4 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. Comparing it to other middle of the road systems here on the site, this thing will be a little louder. Not quite as loud as the ATTAK though. That thing is definitely an overall screamer. And in true Borla fashion though, the S-Type is going to be whisper quiet on the highway when at cruising speeds. So with the sound pretty much covered up here, let's talk about some of the build quality and materials with the S-Type. And if you're a fan of Borla or if you've owned a Borla system in the past, you probably know where this is going. Just premium materials throughout, premium build quality, and just something you come to expect from Borla. After all, if it's good enough for Ford Racing, because Borla does build those systems, it should be good enough for you. So what does that mean for you guys watching at home? Well, premium grade T304 stainless steel throughout. That's the benchmark material when you're shopping for aftermarket catback systems, and it's a material that's essentially going to last you the life of your truck. On top of that, perfect welds, just a great build quality, along with a perfect fitment, which I will talk about in a minute. Taking that construction even further, you're going to find a 3-inch primary pipe going through the mid-pipe resonator here, also through the S-Type muffler before splitting off in a mandrel bent 2 1/4 inch tubing, all exiting out the brightly polished 4-inch tips embossed with that Borla logo. But let's go back and talk about how that S-Type sound is achieved with this system, and as you might imagine, it is the combination of the S-Type muffler here from Borla working in conjunction with that mid-pipe resonator, keeping volume levels up while keeping rasp down at the same time. I also want to point out a big appeal with this system is that it is that tried and true dual split rear exit configuration, a classic look on just about any truck out there. And it's actually going to weigh a little bit less than your factory exhaust system as well. I do want to point out that if you do dig the sound here from the S-Type, but maybe you want to go with a more factory look or appearance, we do also offer the S-Type with the dual same side exit configuration. Looks really sharp as well, and actually going to cost you roughly the same price as this system here. And on the topic of price, the Borla will have you digging a little deep in your pockets for this system at roughly $1,100, putting it at the top of the food chain when it comes to premium catback systems for your truck here on the site. And it's going to fall right in line with some of the other premium options, such as your Corsa systems, of course, and also some of the Ford Racing or Ford Performance systems, which, oh, by the way, are also made by Borla. And let's get into the install here a little bit with this system. I mentioned it a couple times throughout this video, and one of the nice things about going with a premium system like Borla is obviously the great quality, great sound, all that good stuff. But one thing you might not think about is how it goes together when on the truck. And in typical Borla fashion, this thing practically put itself together on our F150. That was the case with a lot of the Borla systems we tested here. So therefore that makes it very easy for me to call this one a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe an hour or two in the garage or shop before you're making some noise. I do want to point out that longer wheelbase trucks, basically Super Cruise with a 6.5-foot bed or Super Cab trucks with an 8-foot bed, will need to purchase Borla's additional mid-pipe adapter to get this system in place properly. It is available here on the site for an extra $80. Just make sure you pick that up if that is your truck. Other than that, guys, you're looking at basic clamps here. Yes, it is a dual system, so there is a little bit more work involved, but basically it can all be accomplished using a socket set, and an extra set of hands will certainly make life a little easier as well, but don't expect a knuckle buster here with the Borla. I like the S-Type from Borla because it's giving you the premium construction and premium materials you come to expect from Borla, and it's also giving you an aggressive tone without being too loud or over the top. Yes, you're paying a premium, but you're getting a premium system in return. So that's going to wrap up my review of the Borla S-Type for your F-150, which you can grab right here at AmericanMuscle.com.